Hey guys, so what's up? So today's video is going to be about the time that I worked at Max and Erma's. Now, for those of you who do not know, Max and Erma's is a restaurant. I don't know how popular this restaurant is because I never really went there, only when I worked there, and that is it. But from what I heard, it was a pretty good restaurant. And I got hired in working for this company as a server, and I got hired based off my smile. Who wouldn't love my smile? During orientation, there was like about a little bit over 10 people that had worked there with me. So we was told that we were going to get our aprons. We was going to get our little booklets so we could do our orders in our notepads. And we were also going to get a booklet that lists all the food and the ingredients for the food and beverages, because there was going to be a food and beverage test. So we was told we was going to get that like before we actually get on the floor and start serving. That didn't happen. I had like my own little notepad, and I had to put it in my back pocket, okay, with my pen. And then like when people gave me their credit cards and stuff like that, I would have to put it in my other pocket. Like, it was just so unorganized and so much was going on. And so eventually the manager was like, "Raven, where's your apron?" I'm like, "We never got aprons." And so somebody had an extra one, so I just had that one. The booklet for the food and beverage test, we never got that either. So actually, like, the supervisor, Nikki, calls me one day and she's like, "Oh, Raven, it's time to take a test," because we had multiple tests throughout the whole training. And I'm looking like, okay, so I'm thinking I'm about to take a different test. No, bruh, I had to take the food and beverage test. And I'm like, wasn't we supposed to get a booklet? And she was like, yeah. I was like, I never got that booklet. And this is at night too. This is like 9 o'clock at night. And she's like, looks at me, "Give me this booklet. You work tomorrow morning, right? Yeah, bring it back then, because this is our only copy." So I'm like, and okay. And she's like, "You'll be taking a test tomorrow." I'm like, I'm getting ready to get off work now, okay? I have to be back first thing in the morning. Do you think I'm about to learn this big ass booklet overnight? Like, no, girl. So I just made a whole bunch of photocopies. I memorized the ones that I could and took pictures on my cell phone, and I cut up like sheets of paper and made it cheat sheets, stuck that mess in my pocket, so when I went to take the test, pull that bad boy out. And I legit was doing that, and it took me 2 days to do this test, okay? The abbreviations for this stuff too, so when you go and put it into the, what is that called? Posy? Little computer thingy. Noticing things that I'm just gonna say Ebony and Joe were doing. They were eating people's food. Like, when I was shadowing them, they would eat people's like pickles and from their burgers, eat the fries and stuff that they could easily eat without making a mess. It was some servers, other servers was doing this as well. They would like take a sip of people's soups and stuff, and because of that, literally is legit the reason why I'm not a huge fan of going to restaurants or eating out, is because I witnessed this stuff and it just made me like, no, I don't want to, like, at all. Or if I do go to a restaurant, I legit get finger food. Like, that's it. I don't eat anything else because I am so worried about germs, shit that people done to the food. Joe was mostly the problem more than Sky. Sky and Joe were cousins, and Joe was hired because of Sky. And Joe just had a bitch ass attitude 24/7 written all over her face, okay? And you can tell that she didn't like us, us new people. She didn't like us. It was on her face. And it had got back to us that she was talking mad trash about us. And one of the hostess girl who was hired when I was, she actually got to the point where she was debating about quitting because of Sky and Joe and how rude and disrespectful they are. Now, I never had any issues with Sky. My issues was only with Joe, just because I knew she didn't like me. I didn't like, it was just all over her face. Like, her attitude, you know, was like that. And by the end of the month of us working there, only 4 people was left because Sky and Joe ran so many people out, okay? And the reason that they were like that was because we were taken away from them. By us coming on, we took tables that could have been their tables. So we're messing with their money. There was so much stuff that we didn't know how to do, like us new people, that Sky and Joe did not tell us what it was that we were supposed to do, or how to do it, or where stuff was located. But they were getting paid as trainers, but they wasn't doing shit. And Katie, the host, this girl I was talking about, she had overheard one day that Joe and Sky, along with other little servers who've been there for a while, was shit talking to us. And they were talking about us new people being stupid, we're dumb as fuck, we do dumb shit, and we don't have any common sense. And that was one of the reasons that Katie was like on the verge of leaving, because she heard them talk that shit. And so I told Katie, I said, don't let that mess get to you, because they're running everybody out. They're just upset because we're taken away from them. Don't even trip. Don't let them run you out of this place at all. So next day comes and Ashley's like, hey Raven, did you ever learn how to do this? And I'm like, She's like, okay, well, I'm getting ready to go soon, so you can come watch me as I do this, because I want you to know how to do it, because you know we teach ourselves shit. And I was like, yeah. And so I told her what was said, and she got pissed off. Like, are you serious? Like, they're talking shit about us, but they're the ones that's training us. If they told us what we were supposed to do, we wouldn't be having this issue. We wouldn't be so dumb like they said we are. So she ended up telling her boyfriend, her boyfriend ended up working there too. And her boyfriend went to this other guy and asked the guy, like, yo, like, I heard y'all was talking about us. And he was like, yeah, we were. And he was like, yeah, it's just that y'all do dumb shit. And he was like, what are you talking about? And so he gave us an example, and he was like Mike, for instance. Mike had already been gone for a week, okay? He was like, the other day, Mike had a bucket of water. He went to the drain on the ground and dumped it all right there on the floor, opposed to going to the sink and dumping it out. Okay, you know, yeah, that was dumb. But at the same time, what if something was in the sink or in the boiler? Because the boiler was over there by the sink, and he had nowhere else to put it. So if there was a drain right there, hey, dump. Do what you gotta do, you know? We know where to dump the water out and do certain stuff if you guys don't tell us. And that's what Ashley said. How are we supposed to know? You guys are supposed to be telling us what to do. You guys are being paid to train us, but y'all not. So he looked saucy. He didn't say nothing. Whatever. So that night, this girl, I'm just going to call her Lisa. Lisa gives me a list of stuff that I need to do for that night for my side work, and I did it. And during that night, like, I had, one of the things I had to do was the queue line. And so I wiped down the trays, I wiped down the like little queue line, and you know, all that stuff, and did everything else that I was supposed to do. And by the time I was done doing all that, she was like, oh, the queue lines is dirty again, but you don't have to do it over because I saw you do it the first place. So I'm gonna just go ahead and check off that you did it. And it was dirty again because servers kept coming in and out, keep getting dressings and ranch and taking food out. So of course it's going to get dirty again. Let's go on to the next night. So remember Nikki that I was talking about, the supervisor. Now let me tell you a little bit about Nikki. Okay, Nikki took her position to the head. Like, she thought she was the shit. Okay, like, I legit can't stand people like that. Like, oh, you think you're better than everybody because you a supervisor? But nah, you get paid the same amount I get paid. So don't sit here and take your position to the head, because she legit took her position to the head. Like, to me, Raven, can you handle a table of 5? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, okay, well, I'm giving you a table of 5. So she gave me a table of 5. And immediately the table. Like I went to go check on them and see how they were doing, and you know, start them off with something to drink. And they already knew exactly what they wanted because they're huge fans of Max and Ermas. So I took their complete order, and all their food was done at the same time, even along with their salads and their soups and stuff. Everything was done at the same time. So all their food came out at the same damn time. So that table, they were mad because their food came out with their salads and stuff. So I took it back and I put it on like the little burner thing so it could stay warm. And that's not something that you were supposed to do because it can burn. But at the same time, I didn't know that I should have waited until they got their salads and their soup to go ahead and put the rest of the food in. So nobody had ever told me that, and it was my first time being a waitress. The lady pulls me to the side and she says, hey, his fish and chips, they're burnt. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I can go get another one for you. See Nikki, tell her, hey, this is burnt, they want another one. She told the cooks, make another one. Then we took that one out. Went to check on the table again, this is burnt. Got that, took it back, told Nikki, this one is burnt. She said, okay, told them to make another one, took that one out. It was undercooked, took that back, took another one out. It was undercooked again. The lady asked me, she said, is there like a whole new kitchen staff or something, like a bunch of new cooks or something? I was like, I know they just hired a bunch of people, so I'm not sure as far as the cooks, if who's new and who's old. And so she was like, oh, because this is just ridiculous. Like, I've never had this issue before at Max and Erma's. This is like our favorite place, and we always eat here. We never had this issue before. And you know, I apologized and stuff, and she had asked me if I could bring out the manager. So I went back and I had got, is this my favorite movie? Oh my gosh, Stomp the Yard is the one, and it's the part when Chris Brown dies. I tell Nikki, I'm like, Nikki, like, they want to see a manager, and she's just like, I asked you if you can handle a table of 5. I was like, I can't handle a table of 5. Everything is great. And she goes, obviously it's not. I asked you, specifically asked you, can you handle a table of 5? And you can't even do that. Like, I asked you, I knew I shouldn't have gave it to you. I'm like, girl, chill. They're not mad at me. They're mad because their food keep being messed up, okay? And so she was just like, as we walk in, like, she keep coming at me. I'm like, girl, if you don't chill, it's not me. It's the cooks, okay? And so we get to the table, and then they just started expressing like everything. Like, you know, first our food was all brought out at the same time, which is okay. It's not that big of a deal. But our issue is, you know, this food. Like, first it was burnt, then it was burnt again, and then it was undercooked, and then it was undercooked again. And it's so annoying because we never had this problem before. And we just want to eat. We out for a family dinner, and everything is not going right. There's so much going on with our food. She was like, it's not her. She's fine. She's been absolutely but nice and sweet, and you know, doing what she's supposed to do. But it's just this food. Like, I don't know if you guys got a whole bunch of new cooks or something. Like, this is just ridiculous. And so Nikki apologized to them and said she would bring out another dish. So she went back, and they brought out another dish, right? Okay, so I go check on the table again. It was undercooked, okay? So I'm like, oh my freaking goodness. So I went back, told Nikki, I said, Nikki, they said this is undercooked. She goes, oh my effing God. Like, and then she told the cook, she said, put an order of fish and chips in the microwave. What? Please tell me this chick did not just say put an order of fish and chips in the microwave. Yes, she said put the fish and chips in the microwave, bruh. So I went on, dealt with my other tables and stuff like that, went back and checked on this table, and the lady said everything is fine. She asked me to come over, and I came over. She asked me, she was like, is this your first time being a server? I said, yeah. And she was like, you know what, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad for you, and I'm just going to give you some advice. Go find another restaurant to work at. Go to another Max and Erma's. Go to somewhere else. Like, even a McDonald's job is better than this, because this place is just ridiculous. Because coming in here, you can see that people were not professionally trained, and you know, people's attitudes, because they saw Nikki's attitude. I think that's why the lady was like, you know, it's not her fault, she's been sweet. She probably heard her say something to me. Then she was like, and you won't believe what they did this time. I said, what? She said, they put his fish and chips in the microwave. I said, bruh. And she was like, you wanna know how I know? I said, yeah. She said, because they left the plastic on. That took the food out. First off, like, if you're taking out food, like, I don't know about everybody else being a server, but I happen to look at food, and you know, if I saw some plastic on there, I would take it off. Like, come on now. But at that point, I got super embarrassed. Like, I legit started crying, because I'm like, now that reflects me. Like, that makes me look bad, and like, this is just not going as planned. And this was actually the first time that I had a big table, so I was just like legit upset. Like, I was crying, and the lady's like, don't cry, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. She was like, we understand how you feel and stuff, and that you feel embarrassed, but it's not your fault. She said, go somewhere else and find a better job than this, because this is the worst restaurant ever. Like, the restaurant that we live by has a long line that goes out to the door, and that's why we came here, because it was because that place was packed. She was like, it's not that many people here, and common sense can tell you not making any money here. And I'm just looking like, wow, like, these people are able to see how I feel. Like, they telling me, like, they just know exactly how I felt, like, you know. So that told me something, and I actually was the reason that I was thinking about quitting. Like, literally, that was my confirmation right there that I'm out. Thank God. Like, they were so nice. They left me a $16 tip, bro, because I was not expecting that at all. I finished my last table, which was table of 2, and then they cut me. So I'm up here doing my side work, and my side work was actually the same thing, because they had a title for it. I don't remember what it was called, but I just followed the list that Lisa had wrote for me, and I did everything. And I wiped down the queue line, I did the trays and stuff like that. And Ebony was the person who was supposed to be doing the checking off for that night. So she saw me when I did the queue line, wiped down the trays and everything. So I went, I continued doing the rest of my stuff, and I told her, I said, hey, I'm done. And she goes, okay, well, the queue line, there's ketchup and stuff on there. Look at the trays, there's some dirty trays and stuff. You need to do that again. And then she continued looking through stuff, and she was like, oh, this, you're supposed to clean, you didn't do that. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that I was supposed to do that, because it wasn't on the list. And then she was like, and you're supposed to sweep the queue line, like the floor, and you're supposed to do this, and you're supposed to do that, and blah blah blah. Like, it was already a long ass list. So I didn't know where everything was, so I meant I had to find where stuff was, and just, like, you know, clean everything up all over again, right? So I cleaned the queue line again. She saw me do it. I legit cleaned the queue line 5 times. 5 fucking times. The only thing that I didn't do yet was sweep the floor, and I was doing that at the very end, because people drop food and stuff on the floor. So I did the queue line like 5 times, and I was hoping that she would be like, you know, Lisa was, where she saw I was cleaning it, but it got messed up again, and check it off. But she didn't. She kept having me go back and clean that up. So finally I get done with everything that I'm supposed to do, and then I come back and I just had to sweep the queue line. So I get over there and I'm started looking for the broom. And I'm looking, can't find the broom. Come to find out, there she is. I think I changed this girl name to Ebony. I think I call her Joe or something. Okay, I'm gonna just stick with Ebony, because I don't know, did I change her name? I think I called her Joe in the very beginning, or did I call her Ebony? Ebony or Joe? I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna just stick with Ebony Joe, or Joe Ebony. Okay, I'm gonna just stick with that. Okay, so because I don't know what I said. So anyways, there she was with the freaking broom sweeping the queue line. I said, hey, I'll do it. She goes, no, that's fine. And I was like, I'll do it. She goes, no. I was like, are you sure? Because I can do it. And she was like, no, I'll do it so you could take another million years. I'll just do it. I was like, okay, whatever, Joe, Ebony. And she like, there's no whatever. This is your job. I was like, I know this is my job. I was like, I'm trying to do my job, but you the one that got an attitude, so don't start. She was like, I got an attitude because you take it all day doing something. I was like, it's not my fault. I said, you know what? Lisa wrote out a list for me yesterday when I did this and told me what to do. I followed this completely. You started talking about, oh, this, and this you need to do. So I did it. Excuse me, because I don't know where everything is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do for everything. I had to figure it out on my own. I said, and then I had to clean this queue line 5 fucking times. All by myself. Keep cleaning it when your ass saw me do it. So therefore, whatever. And she's like, no, this is your job. You need to do your job and make sure it's done. You taking a whole hour to do something that doesn't even take long. I said, like I said, I'm fucking new. You know I'm fucking new. You supposed to tell me exactly what it is I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it, where it was, especially if your ass getting paid as a trainer, okay? But you have not told me shit. I am forced to figure it out on my own. I said, look, Lisa knew that I was new. She wrote out a whole list of stuff that I was supposed to do. You saw me clean the queue line 5 times. You seen me with your eyes. You saw me clean this mess 5 times. You could have checked off that I did that, but no, you kept having me go back to clean it up again when you knew damn well that servers were still serving tables and that they were going to continue to make a mess. Like, we legit had an argument, like right there, like by the queue line. I'm just like, bruh, like my Detroit side came out, like for real, okay? 7 Mile Gotcha, because y'all, I'm from the hood, okay? And this area that I lived in was in the suburbs, okay? So I legit was going there with old girl, okay? So she's yelling at me and I'm yelling back at her. Supervisor standing along the wall, not saying nothing. And I was like, so therefore I don't care. Don't fucking talk to me. You go ahead, you can finish sweeping the floor, you do you. I'm done. Bye. I'm out. Like, I'm out. Right? I went inside to go get my check. I told my manager, I said, look, I'm quitting. They was like, why? I said, first off, I said, I'm not properly trained. And then the manager was like, yeah, I noticed that some of you guys are improperly trained and we was going to be working on that with you guys. I said, that's number 1 right there. I said, number 2 was, I was expected to take that food and beverage test without a booklet, and I was told to take it, like once I finally got the booklet, to bring it back the next morning and I was going to take my test. I said, I didn't feel comfortable taking the test, but I took it. And then she was like, I think you passed it. I was like, Then I said, number 3, I said, last night, this is what happened. That whole table got free meal. It was like, wait, what? And free dessert. It was like, what? I said, yeah, because there was issues. I said, Nikki asked me specifically, can I handle a table of 5? I told her, yes, I can. So they got mad. The table got mad because their food kept being burnt or undercooked. And I told Nikki that they wanted to see a manager. She started lashing out on me, okay? When they were strictly mad about the food, not me. I told her everything that happened, like that day, well, that night, even the thing that happened with Joe Ebony, okay? I told it all. I said, now, there was like, I was like, you know, so I'm done. I said, I'm so tired of this. I said, they're running people out of here. You guys probably wondering why everybody leaving. I said, it's because of them too. It is legit because of them too. And they was like, yeah, because you know, Lisa wrote the list out for you, so of course you're gonna follow your list. I was like, yeah. And I said, so I'm done. Like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not even making any money here. It's not even worth it. I ended up leaving, and I left that place, and I said, fuck you, Max and Ermas. Like, I'm done. And actually, Max and Ermas went out of business later on that year. So I wonder if they like gave the people a heads up that they were gonna be without a place, but I don't know. But anyways, sorry for the long story, you guys. Hope you like this video. Thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, and see ya.